Among the 7 IEBC commissioners, the chairperson and the 6 commissioners, 3 are linked to Raila Amolo Odinga. 4 are linked to William Ruto. Wadau, you are telling me that we will have an election in the year 2027? Mumekuwa mkisikia Oscar Sudi akiwaambia it is not about numbers. Sisi hatujaishindwa uchaguzi, tunajua jinsi ya kuwapanga, and jinsi ya kuwapanga ndio hiyo mmepangwa. IEBC yote ni ya William Ruto, related to William Ruto either directly or indirectly. Alafu the reason why those linked to Raila Amolo Odinga doesn't matter, I shall remind you, UDA party is collapsing. The structures of UDA party are collapsing. The chairpersons and even the members of parliament who are in UDA and the senators and the governor, about 80% of them are there because they know the pressure that they will face from the president and the intimidation if they leave the party before it nears 2027. But in the year 2026, kuanzia June, they will all disassociate themselves with UDA, and UDA will be forced to merge with ODM, and it will be absorbed by ODM. So William Ruto will be possibly an ODM candidate in the year 2027. If William Ruto will be an ODM candidate in the year 2027, that means he will be Raila Amolo Odinga's candidate. And 3 commissioners in the IEBC are linked to Raila Amolo Odinga. 4 are linked to William Ruto. So the opposition, the Kenyans, where do you lie? The topic that we are here to discuss today is in regards to the recently selected IEBC commissioners together with the IEBC chairperson by the President William Ruto. Now, allow me to tell you that the President did not choose the candidates that were given to him by the IEBC selection panel led by one Nelson Makanda that recently had conducted interviews on those that should actually occupy the positions of the IEBC chairperson and the IEBC commissioners. But the President picked people who are in far distant related to either him or the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. And this is something that we as the people of the Republic of Kenya should be worried about. President William Ruto 2 days ago revealed and also went ahead to give the names of those selected. But before that, on Tuesday this week, President William Ruto received the list of the IEBC commissioners and IEBC chairperson possible candidate that had been pointed out or that had been given to him by the IEBC selection panel that was formed to reconstitute the IEBC. Following the presentation, the president took to the social media to announce that he had received the report. But he received the report which he himself did not follow to the letter, as he was supposed to do. He said, "This morning I received the report on the recruitment of nominees for the position of chairperson and members of the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission, IEBC, from the IEBC selection panel in State House, Nairobi. I commend the panel chaired by Dr. Nelson Makanda for the diligent and commendable work." Now, the president noted that he was to forward the names to the parliament for vetting and approval. Now, he even did not go ahead to forward the names that many people in the country expected. What does this tell us? Now, if you are a legal, a fella who has the understanding of legal parameters that govern the Republic of Kenya, you understand that the Constitution has clearly stated on how the president is supposed to name the IEBC commissioners and the IEBC chairperson. those people should have no political affiliations to anybody in the Republic of Kenya. They should be people that are neutral when it comes to matters making the decision. But the president broke that code. He gave us people that he knows when the time comes, they will rule in his favor. Now listen, a total of 11 individuals were interviewed for the chairperson position, including the former Judiciary Chief Registrar Hannah Madi and former Commission for Implementation of the Constitution of Kenya CIC Chair Charles Nyachai. Those were the names that a lot of Kenyans expected to be named, one of them to be named as either the chairperson of the IEBC commissioner. The chairperson of the IEBC commission, and also either one of them, if they were not to take up the role in the IEBC commissioners, in the IEBC chairperson, they were to be in the IEBC commission. The others were Sol Simiyu Wasilwa, Abdulkadir Lorot Ramadan, Joy Mdivo, Edward Katama Goya, Erastus Zedang Ethekon, Francis Kakai Kisija, Jacob Gwele Muvegei, Lilian Wanjiko Manegene, and Robert Akumu Asembo. They were interviewed for the chairperson role, and also they were interviewed for the commissioner's role. But among all the 11, only one name appeared in the said final report that the president gave out. The people of Kenya are wondering, where did the president get all the other people that he named as the IEBC commissioners? Because it is clear, if these people are not in the IEBC commission, that means the people that the president gave out as the IEBC commissioners are not the people that were interviewed. Or we should say, they don't meet the legal parameters for being in the IEBC commission or in the IEBC chairperson's role. The panel commenced interviews for the IEBC commissioners on March 27, concluding them a month later, with over 111 applicants shortlisted for the roles. 111 appeared before the panel for questioning. Now, wadau, where did the president get the people that he named as IEBC commissioners? That is the question, by the way. That is the question that we should all be asking. And you people, the panel has been conducting interviews for the last 1 month. So does it mean that the money that had been set aside for the purpose of reconstituting the IEBC was all for nothing? Because if the president aliamuka akatupatia watu wake, then what was the reason of the selection panel? What was the reason of a budget ya kutengeneza a new IEBC? Now listen to the people that the president gave to us, so that you will understand the reason why we all must stand up against this, and we should reject the IEBC commissioners and the IEBC chairperson that were given to us. Because those people will not serve the purpose of the people of the Republic of Kenya, but they will go ahead to serve the president of the Republic of Kenya. Now, on number 1, the person that the president named as the IEBC chairperson was none other than 48-year-old Erastus Edang Ethekon as the IEBC chairperson. The 48-year-old human rights lawyer and governance expert from Turkana County, Ethekon served as Turkana County attorney under former Governor Josephat Nanok, who is currently President William Ruto State House comptroller. He holds 3 master's degrees and worked for the UNDP on legal reform. He would be the youngest IEBC boss ever. That we agree. We agree. But this person, in matters of being linked to the president, he is a lawyer to President William Ruto's current what? State House Co-Patroller, the former governor of Turkana County, Josephat Nanok. So which means Josephat Nanok and this guy, the IEBC chairperson, Erastus, they have a relationship, and this relationship might influence the way this guy designs the elections of the year 2027, on whose favor he will rule. Because I tell you, the year 2027 elections, they won't be about who won the election. The, the 2025 elections will be on who has the IEBC on their side. Because tunajua kura upigwa, lakini the final result ni eti kura uhesabiwa, na kura ambazo ziwa zinahesabiwa mostly hata sio zile ambazo mmepiga, numbers hupikwa. So tell me how the elections of the year 2027 will be fair if the person that will be overseeing the IEBC, the election, is somebody who is a friend to the presidency. That is a question I'm asking you. Because yes, Ethocon is the only name that appears to have been interviewed by the IEBC selection panel. So to avoid any controversy, Ruto named this guy as the IEBC chairperson. But he knew that this person is in a way related to his administration. Let's continue. Ethocon advised Nanok's administration, and some claim without proof that during his tenure, he was linked to financial mismanagement in Turkana. If somebody was linked in financial mismanagement, that is somebody that should be ruled out completely from holding the IEBC chairperson's role. Why? Because you don't know the worth of this guy. How much can he be bought? Anaweza nunuliwa pesa ngapi? Because kama alikuwa named in scandals za financial mismanagement, that means he is a person that has a price tag. He can be bought. And as we know, President William Ruto always tells us that money runs the world. And he always says that everybody has a price tag that wanaweza nunulika nayo. That tells you that this guy is not fit to hold the IEBC chairperson's role. And we know these people wakipelekwa pale kwa parliament, as they are supposed to be tabled and go through the vetting in parliament, that vetting will be a sham, because the parliament also is run by the president. So which means they will go through and the person will be the IEBC chairperson. On number 2, now tumetoka kwa chairperson, tumeenda kwa commissioners. The number 1 commissioner was Anne Derito. Who is Anne Derito? She is the current registrar of political parties, ORPP, from Nyandarua County. Derito regulates party registrations and funding. She is a seasoned electoral administrator with decades of experience. On matters controversy, in March 2023, President Ruto awarded her the President's Award on Women Leadership, praising her public service. While this highlights her credibility and achievement, it also suggests a closer relationship with Ruto's administration, leading some to question her neutrality in the IEBC. I mean, Ruto has awarded her, she is a friend of the administration. Latest, the year 2023 is when she was given an award by President William Ruto, which suggests she has a side that she will fall on in the year 2027 general election. Now, those are 2 people linked to President William Ruto directly. Ethocon, the chairperson, the first IEBC commissioner, Anne Deritu, is also linked to President William Ruto. I mean, another thing about this lady Anne Deritu is that she was among those that she was the one that, I mean, closed down the office of the registrar of political parties and has refused to register some parties which are opposing the government, more so parties affiliated to Rigathi Gachagua. That is Anne Deritu for you. On number 3, we have one Hassan Nur Hassan, commissioner nominee. Now, this is the man who has been directly linked to former prime minister through his leader of minority, Junet Mohammed. Hassan Nur Hassan is, I mean, we are being told that he is a brother-in-law to Junet Mohammed. The man was formerly linked to a scandal worthy 5.6 billion Kenyan shillings. This is somebody we attribute to being linked to Junet Mohammed, which means he is linked to Raila Amolo Odinga. So he also has a side that he will fall on. Apart from that, this is somebody that has been involved in financial scandal, which tells you that they will also, they also have a price tag that they can be bought. And as the president says, everybody has a price tag, which tells you that until mahali tumefika on number 3, we have no person that was credible to be named as an IEBC commissioner nor IEBC chairperson. Tuendelee ndio muelewe ni wapi tunaelekea na hii IEBC tumepatiwa inamaanisha nini. On number 4, we have Moses Alutala Mukwana, a political commentator from Kakamega. Mukwana pushed for merging the IEBC chairperson and CEO roles to avoid clashes like those in 2022. Unverified claims say he is Musalia Mudavadi's lawyer and signs the ANC UDA merger deal. If true, it could imply political bias. Alutala Mukwana is the lawyer to Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi merged this party, the UDA, the ANC party, with the UDA. And this was the person that oversaw that deal. He was the political advisor to Musalia Mudavadi. And now he is an IEBC commissioner. Tell me how he will not go ahead to rule in favor of President William Ruto in the year 2027, because he has benefited from William Ruto before. And Musalia Mudavadi is in Kenya Kwanza. So, which means Alutala Mukwana is Ruto's person. That is number 4 on the list of these commissioners. On number 5, we have Francis Odhiambo Oduor, a Kisumu nominee and ex-vice chancellor of the Technical University of Kenya, TUK. He is also a close political ally to ODM party and Raila Amolo Odinga. This is the second person affiliated to Raila Amolo Odinga after Hassan Nur Hassan. What does that tell you? That Raila Amolo Odinga also has the footing in the IEBC. And currently, we know that Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto runs the country. So where does the Gen Z fall? Where does the opposition fall? And that is why wale ambao munasema Kalonzo Musyoka is crying and making noise online, claiming that the IEBC that the president gave us is something that we should be worried about. Munaona tu Kalonzo anapiga kelele. I tell you, if you took to the street to demonstrate in the year 2024 against finance bill here 2024, then if there is something that you should even demonstrate much with a lot of energy and with a lot of charisma is the current IEBC commission, because it is all the commissioners are Ruto's puppets and Raila Amolo Odinga's puppets. That is number 5 that we have named Francis Odhiambo. On number 6, we have Mary Karen Sorobit from Uasin Gishu County, Ruto's backyard. The details about this lady are scarce, but what is not scarce is that she is a member of the UDA party affiliated with the president. Bwana, it's high time you realize if there is a call that you must hear today, allow me to tell you, it's the call of rejecting the current IEBC commissioners and the chairperson. Why am I telling you this? Because this IEBC will not rule in favor of anybody else in the year 2027, but in favor of William Ruto. On number 7 and the last of the commissioners, it is Fahim Harafat Abdallah, a Lamu nominee with minimal public info, but also believed to be linked to ODM party. Haya majina tumeletewa hata hayakuwa yanajulikana. They thought hatutajua any details kuhusiana na the IEBC commissioners ambao wanatupea. Among the 7 IEBC commissioners, the chairperson and the 6 commissioners, 3 are linked to Raila Amolo Odinga. 4 are linked to William Ruto. Wadau, you are telling me that we will have an election in the year 2027? Mumekuwa mkisikia Oscar Sudi akiwaambia it is not about numbers. Sisi hatujai shindwa uchaguzi, tunajua jinsi ya kuwapanga, and jinsi ya kuwapanga ndio hiyo mmepangwa. IEBC yote ni ya William Ruto, related to William Ruto either directly or indirectly. Alafu the reason why those linked to Raila Amolo Odinga doesn't matter, I shall remind you, UDA party is collapsing. The structures of UDA party are collapsing. The chairpersons and even the members of parliament who are in UDA and the senators and the governor, about 80% of them are there because they know the pressure that they will face from the president and the intimidation if they leave the party before it nears 2027. But in the year 2026, kuanzia June, they will all disassociate themselves with UDA, and UDA will be forced to merge with ODM, and it will be absorbed by ODM. So William Ruto will be possibly an ODM candidate in the year 2027. If William Ruto will be an ODM candidate in the year 2027, that means he will be Raila Amolo Odinga's candidate. And 3 commissioners in the IEBC are linked to Raila Amolo Odinga. 4 are linked to William Ruto. So the opposition, ama the Kenyans, where do you lie? Your voices must be heard and the truth must be told. All the people are linked. I mean, all these commissioners and the chairperson all have roots deep inside William Ruto's government and Raila Amolo Odinga's party. It's high time you come out and call it as it is, because we know the vetting ambayo tunaambiwa inaenda pale parliament, it won't help us as Kenyans. They knew we had rejected finance bill year 2024, but the parliament passed it. The same way they know that tumekatana na IEBC, the same way wataipitisha na watasema now this is the IEBC that will oversee the elections in the year 2027. William Ruto refused to appoint people like akina Nyachae, akina Mudivo, akina Amadi, because he knows those people, they are in a way might rule in favor of the opposition. And William Ruto does not want to have an emerging defecting voice like the one we had in 2022, where 4 commissioners, the Cherera 4, opposed the declaration of Ruto as the president. It's high time, Kenyans, we wake up. It's high time, Kenyans, call upon the president to rule the way, to give us and allow public participation in matters IEBC commissioners and in matters IEBC chairperson. Wakenya wapatiwe wale commissioners ambao wameweza kukua selected by the IEBC panel. After Kenya wamepatiwa, let Kenyans sit down and vote, even online polls. Kama wewe unachagua Nyachae, weka tick. Kama wewe unachagua Amadi, weka tick. And out of those votes, select the top 7. The one with the largest votes acha kuwe IEBC chairperson. The one wakifuatana hivyo. And that is how Kenyans will be involved directly in making the decision of who will, in making the decision of the people that will determine the 2027 general election. Lakini kwa sasa, with what we have, Kenyans are nowhere in this matter of IEBC. Ruto ametupanga, akiwaambia amewapanga, na anasema eti mtihani itakuja 2025, 2027. Hiyo mtihani invigilator ni anko ya Ruto. Mwenye anamark hiyo mtihani ni dada ya William Ruto. Mwenye ana-announce hiyo mtihani ni brother ya William Ruto. Mnaniambia mtapiga aje jamaa? That's what's up. I rest my case.